for a 25 cents per gallon bonus in your first tank. That's code TANK10 for 25 cents per gallon cash back in your first fill-up. Cashback's not available in gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
The basketball and hockey seasons are heating up. Baseball is just around the corner, and nothing beats seeing your favorite team live. Not only does Vivid Seats have great ticket prices, they're also the official ticketing partner of ESPN. And with Vivid Seats rewards, when you buy 10 tickets, you get the 11th free. Download the app or visit vividseats.com today. Vivid Seats. Life happens live. Receive a reward credit equal to the average price of the 10 tickets purchased, excluding taxes, fees, and processing costs. See vividseats.com/rewards for terms and conditions.
1050 ESPN New York. The biggest names and the biggest games. WEPN New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
And the winners, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. Spades. The key part in all of this for Lamar and his camp is that the Ravens understand he's made money. The best thing for them to do, though, is try to figure out how to get a deal done, man. I understand you don't want to spend $230 million, whatever the case is, but get close enough. And then we can go from there. The Rock Boys in the building tonight. Steve in Missouri.
Daniel Jones really had one great year. I mean, how much is too much? I mean, does he really deserve it? I mean, he's had one really good year.
Mike in Maryland.
I think the Bucs could be a perfect place. It could end up being a lot better situation than it appears. So I think Tampa would be a good spot.
The Rock Boys in the building tonight. Hey, oh, what a feeling I'm feeling like. Hey, you don't even gotta bring your paper out. You boys of the year. Drinks is on the house. The Rock Boys in the
Daniel Jones, Keyshawn J. Will, Max, ESPN Radio. With Dable. I'll say this is the worst he can be with Dable. Right. He's going to get better now.
I don't care about the Joe Judge and
no. But what I mean is, if you the issue is if you trade him, he's not with his staff anymore. We got to see what he looks like with someone else.
Well, I'm only projecting he's with the Giants.
Right.
There's nothing out there that if you told me that the Giants had there was what's the guy's name that went to Pittsburgh? I'm drawing a blank now.
The coach or the player?
The player. That was in Pittsburgh from Chicago to Buffalo. Now is in Pittsburgh as the backup. God, whatever.
Buffalo.
Yeah, I threw a complete blank. The quarterback that was with Dable in Pittsburgh. I mean, in Buffalo. What's his name?
Hold on, guys. Help me out here.
I just threw a blank.
Chicago
to Buffalo.
Trubisky.
If Mitch Trubisky was balling out and was on a one-year deal in Pittsburgh, and all of a sudden he was a guy who was a threat to the Daniel Jones situation, the Giants. Now we're talking about something.
Right.
All right? Jimmy Garoppolo's not a threat. Derek Carr, it doesn't make sense to sign him. You're not getting Aaron Rodgers. Doesn't make sense to do that. You're not probably going to get Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the 23 most important games of his career, but I have reason to believe that they're important that we'll get to in a second. Do you think missing the playoffs again would cause irreparable harm to LeBron's Lakers legacy, to his Lakers legacy?
I think from a Lakers standpoint, 2 years in a row, LeBron's allegedly constructed these rosters. You know, the rumor mill, you know how that is. People don't really know, but they think they know. I think people would look at it and be like, you know, if he wasn't tampering and involved with the situation, they wouldn't have these issues. So I think from a Lakers standpoint, people will start to question and scratch their head, especially if they can't land Kyrie next year.
See, to me, you just hit on the whole reason why these are actually really important games. You know, KD and LeBron have never coexisted in the same conference, right? When LeBron's in the East, KD's in the West. When LeBron goes West, KD goes East. And they've never really met in the finals, really. Like, when they met the first time, KD was a puppy, right? And LeBron was in his prime.
Yeah.
And when they met the second time,
still in his prime.
Man. Yeah, right. He's still good. When they met the second time, KD had an unfair advantage. Like, no one ever was going to beat that Warriors. Come on. 73 wins, and then you put KD on the team, And who's he replacing? Basically Harrison Barnes? And they won 73 with Harrison Barnes. What do you think they're going to do with KD? The answer was destroy everything in sight. So that's a fake competition. Okay. Now, though, Key, they're in the same conference. LeBron's still really good. KD is still really good. Kyrie's got to be watching this whole thing, right? Now, he's in Dallas. If he stays put in Dallas, okay. Then I'm looking at KD and Booker and, Chris Paul, who's past it. He's still good, but he's not what he once was. Versus LeBron and AD and whoever else they're going to get to complement what they have. But Kyrie is watching this, Key, and he's got to be sitting there thinking, if I don't want to stay in Dallas, I want to go mess with Devin Booker and KD or with what they got cooking in LA with the Lakers and LeBron. If they look terrible in LA, why would Kyrie want to go there?
Because I can fix that if I'm Kyrie. I can fix that because only really everything else, the other 9 guys or whatever, so what? AD and LeBron and Kyrie, and then whatever else around is fine. The garnishes around is great.
I agree.
This is the meal. This is what it looks like.
I agree, but sometimes it can feel bad. Like it could.
No,
like,
not if you're a player. If you're a player, I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself as a player, I see what they missing. They missing me.
But what if you look at Phoenix and go, as good as they are, could you?
Yeah, but I don't really want to. But maybe I really want to be in LA, or maybe I really want to play with LeBron again, or maybe I want to be with AD again,
or maybe you want to be with KD again and show everyone it could be done right. And by the way, Phoenix, it's not LA, but it's right there. It's a little puddle jumper.
Yeah, but it's not the same. When you make a decisions like this, decisions that you make you have to make historical decisions. How do I fit in the hierarchy of the Kobe Bryants?
You're talking about Kyrie now.
Kyrie.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so when we talk about point guards in Phoenix, okay, there's Kevin Johnson, there's Chris Paul,
yeah, but actually, I think
it's just a different. We talk about guards in LA. It's just a different. I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Versus a part of this.
Let me play devil's advocate, though. I agree with that. But let me
just telling you, man, don't sleep on selling LA.
No question. Let me play.
Ooh, that sounds like a reality show.
Don't sleep on selling. Let me play devil's advocate. If you're Kyrie, do you get more credit for being on a team with KD and Devin Booker, where people are going to look and go, that is a lot, versus with AD, who's had his ups and downs with injuries?
You don't even need to finish. I'm going to get more credit in LA.
You're going to get more credit
absolutely,
in LA.
because they're down.
Yeah,
and
I just made the opposite argument of the one I thought I was making. Go ahead.
They're down and I'm coming. So when I come, we up. Phoenix is already up. KD is already there.
Yeah.
KD has got them up already. I just looked at ticket prices the other day to go to the game when they play the Mavs on March 11th. Fly in with my son. I should have said he'll be listening. But yeah, I looked at some seats and their ticket prices are up.
Surprise.
Well, KD's there.
I mean, did you just ruin the surprise?
He's probably asleep right now.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I don't want to go into it.
KD, before he got the Achilles, before he came down, hurt his Achilles, was playing. He was still getting better. The scary thing about him is he was always incredible. He was getting better and better and better. Then goes the Achilles. Okay, to me, he's never going to get all the way back. He's all the way back now. To me, he's the best player in the game by a bit right now when he's on the floor. Man, that Phoenix team is going to be a lot.
It's going to be a lot. But LeBron James is also looking at, and when he says this stretch, early in his career, he missed the playoffs back-to-back, but he was 17 years old.
Yeah,
he didn't even have hair on his face, right?
Jan Gilbert had a playing running
around. You can see his cheekbones and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like he barely had a license. Well, now he's looking at it and he's older, he's more mature. To miss it back-to-back years when you have a team that just won a championship, bubble or not, a couple years ago, it's damaging to a degree to his Laker legacy because Lakers not in the playoffs again. Like, what? We paying for this again?
Do you think from Kyrie's point of view, he's more likely to look at KD and LeBron and go, I won with LeBron. That's the championship I won, not with KD. Or is he more likely to go, if I just go back to LeBron and win a championship, my legacy is going to be he needed LeBron to win a championship. I have unfinished business with KD.
No, I would probably say the opposite, because LeBron James will need him to win the championship in LA.
He already got one in LA without him, though.
Yeah,
Pete.
but one ain't good enough. Like, how many times I keep telling you?
No,
that?
yeah, that's true. I'm just saying, LeBron's already shown, man, I don't need Kyrie to win a shit.
But he need AD to win one.
Everyone needs somebody.
But I get it. But the argument would be he needed AD to win it. So, but Kyrie could benefit off going to LA and saving LeBron's LA Laker legacy.
That is true. I'm saying, what about the side of it where it's like, but Kyrie has played on a lot of good teams with a lot of good players, great players, but only won the one with LeBron. Whereas LeBron has won a couple without Kyrie. Do you think that could play into Kyrie's decision?
No, I don't think so.
888-SAY-ESPN, 729-3776. Are trade requests in the NBA a good thing for the sport? Because KD thinks they are. Plus, does the NBA, in fact, have a load management issue? Keyshawn, J. Willimax, ESPN Radio.
If there's anything I could change about the league to make it better, probably just all the guys sitting resting.
If all we do every time somebody accomplishes something is say, well, let's see it in the playoffs, then who cares what happens in a February game?
I don't disagree with either side.
This is Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, presented by Capital One. Oh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details. I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh, yeah. Love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
More.
To 231-231. Instaflex Advanced is different because it targets the root cause of joint soreness and stiffness. It doesn't just cover up the symptoms. Instead, it bathes your joints in its unique combination of 5 key natural ingredients found in no other product and backed by 5 clinical studies. Instaflex Advanced is so powerful, you could have better knees in just 1 week. Maybe that's why it's the #1 selling joint brand at GNC. But you can only get your complimentary sample by texting DAY to 231-231. Plus, text now and we'll include a tube of Instaflex pain cream for fast-acting relief from the pain of arthritis, backaches, and sore muscles, absolutely free. Text DAY to 231-231.
Players who gathered in the New Orleans Saints practice facility Monday, it was a rare chance to make a face-to-face impression with NFL scouts. Grambling State and NFL legend Doug Williams knows firsthand just how rare an opportunity it is.
The more you give people an opportunity and more eyes you got on, the better for you. You know, a lot of these kids say, you know, I'm not going to participate. I won't wait till my pro day. Well, you know, at the HBCU, chance of your pro day having 2 or 3 scouts, that's 6 pair of eyes. Here, you got 31 teams that are represented here. You know how many pair of eyes that is? They don't take but one team to like you. And this is an opportunity of a lifetime right here.
It's very, humbling. And it's a great experience, and I'm glad to be here. Not a lot of guys from where I come from, get this opportunity, and to be one of the few to be here is really a blessing.
The opportunity means a little more for a prospect like Florida A&M wide receiver Xavier Smith. Coming out of high school, he didn't get any college offers and was working at Amazon before he decided to walk on at A&M and eventually earn a scholarship. Smith drew several smiles from scouts who timed him at 4.39 and 4.38, and he isn't afraid to make big-name comparisons to his game.
I feel like
I have the ability to bring that excitement with the ball in my hands as Lamar Jackson, just being versatile in any offense the way that Debo Samuel is, being able to run routes the same way Devontae Adams can, and just running by defenders on a consistent basis the same way as Tyreek Hill.
Smith was among a handful of prospects who stood out and turned some NFL heads on Monday. So did Virginia State running back Darius Higgins and lane edge defender Andrew Farmer. This was a huge opportunity for those guys, as well as NFL scouts and personnel folks. One scout told me that it was critical to get an up-close look at the prospects so they could see their body types and how well they took care of themselves while they were at school. For ESPN, I'm Teron Davenport.
Is signing a 10-day contract with the Bucs, sources told ESPN. And free agent guard Patrick Beverly is finalizing a deal with the Chicago Bulls. His agent, Kevin Bradbury, told ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. SportsCenter is brought to you by O'Reilly. It's O Rewards bonus points month now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get 2, 3, or 4 times O Rewards points on select purchases to get your next reward even faster. Shop and earn points to get rewarded at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If there's anything I could change about the league to make it better, probably just all the guys sitting resting. That's the only thing I probably don't like.
The NBA has devalued their regular season. We've been part of it. If all we do every time somebody accomplishes something is say, well, let's see it in the playoffs, or how many championships do you have? And who cares what happens in a February game?
I don't disagree with either side. I do think that players should play when healthy, but there is a happy medium you can find.
Keyshawn J. Max, ESPN Radio, represented by Progressive Insurance. By the way, if you haven't been paying attention, if you have, there was a terrible earthquake in Turkey, and last I checked, it was over 32,000 dead from the earthquake in Turkey. And these stories about kids calling from the rubble, trapped for 5 days, 6 days, and there's not enough equipment to dig them out, right? You can help people affected by the Turkey earthquake. Please visit redcross.org/ESPN. That's redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond. So, Key, coming in, we heard sound about NBA and load management and people taking time off, and we heard, an opinion about how, hey, look, if all we ever say is what are they going to do in the playoffs, then of course we're going to devalue the regular season. I disagree with that. I think the reason that we say what are they going to do in the playoffs, it's not because it's an act of will and we can just stop saying that and then people will care about the regular season. The fact is, if your regular season ends and 10 out of 15 teams in each conference, 20 out of 30 altogether, that's fully 2/3 of the teams in the league are still playing basketball, then of course the regular season doesn't matter that much because everyone's still playing after the regular season's over, and those are the games that really count, right? Like, that's not us and the media or the fans just kind of saying it too much and making it true. It's the way the league set it up. So naturally, if teams are trying to win championships and they think a guy is injury prone and they have data that leads them to believe that load management helps them when the games really matter, of course they're going to rest guys.
I think games matter in the regular season. I say this all the time, because in order for you to get to where you're trying to get to in the postseason, you've got to go through the regular season to get there. Seedings, things of that nature. You need to be in sync. You got to have flow. You have to have chemistry.